Uh, so far we have finished with the Gibbs free energy and its related forms, as well as the concept of chemical potential and partial molar properties. Now we have to move to the last point of thermodynamics, that is the equilibrium constant and its various relations. Like we have the derivations of Went of isotherms, Went of isochore, and variation of this equilibrium constant with the various parameters like pressure with respect to volume with respect to temperature. So before we are going to start with this Went of isochore or Went of isotherms, that equations, we have to first of all know the what do you mean by first the equilibrium constant. Okay, so there are the two types of equilibrium constant. One is the equilibrium constant if we consider the partial pressure of the gases, and another one is the equilibrium constant if we consider the concentration of the involving gases. Okay, so concentration and pressure. Okay, these are the two equilibrium constant. So one is represented by the Kp. Okay, here you can see this, that is Kp. So this is related with when we consider with the partial pressure of the gases, and this is Kc, that will be equilibrium constant if we consider the concentration. And indirectly we can say this, the concentration of gases is indirectly depending upon what the volume of gases. Okay, so this Kc constant is indirectly related with the volume of gases. So keep in mind this two different constant, and we all know that this rate constant is there, that is small k. Okay, in chemical kinetics we come across this rate constant small k, then this Kp or Kc, these are the equilibrium constant. But if we are calling them constant, they should have the some fixed value. Okay, like we can say this there is a universal gas constant, it has the fixed value of what, 8.314 joule per Kelvin per mole. Okay, so it has the this fixed value, that is 8.314. But what about this Kp and Kc or rate constant K? Does they have the same value? No, but still we call it as a constant. So keep in mind that these are the constant which will variable, so we just call it them as a constant for our convenience, but they are actually, they are not a constant value. So this rate constant is depending upon what, it will depending upon the time, it will depend upon the temperature, as well as it will depend upon the concentration of reactant. Likewise, similarly here also with this equilibrium constant like Kp or Kc, they are also depending upon the partial pressure or the volume of gases. So likewise they are not constant values, they are variable, but we just call them as the constant for our convenience. Okay, so just keep in mind that these are not the constant values. Now next important thing is the relationship between Kp and Kc. So you just go through this relation, important relation. So final formula is quite important to us, that is Kp is equals to Kc into RT raised to delta n, where all the values are known to us, that is R is what, universal gas constant, T is the temperature, delta n is what, the change in number of moles. Okay, for the product and reactant, here you can see this. So delta n is the change in number of moles for the product and reactant. So there are the certain condition for the Kp and Kc, so you just go through this and the various numericals. Now the important part for our discussion is the vent of reaction isotherm. Okay, vent of reaction isotherm. So as the name suggests, that is isotherm means what, at constant temperature. Okay, now the every chemical reaction which has the certain free energy change, which can be considered by, which is given by this vent of isotherm. Now consider the reversible reaction in which the A plus B giving L plus M, having the number of moles for A is Na, for B it is Nab, and for L it is Nl, and for M it is Nm. Now the free energies of reactant and product at given in terms of chemical potential at constant temperature and pressure and composition are given by this formula that we have already derived by using the Gibbs-Duhem equation, that is G for the reactant, is equal to Na mu A plus Nb mu B up to so on, and for the product it is Nl mu L plus Nm mu N plus up to so on. Now the change in Gibbs free energy, that is Gibbs free energy for the product minus Gibbs free energy for the reactant, that is just subtract that two equations. Now the chemical potential for the any substance is given by mu is equals to what? Chemical potential for the pure substance plus RT ln of A, where A is what? The activity. Like previously we have seen this. What do you mean by activity? So this is mu is equals to mu 0 plus RT ln of A, and this mu 0 is what? The standard chemical potential when the activity is unity. Okay, that time we get the chemical potential mu 0. Now we just simply need to substitute the value for mu for various component, that is delta G is equals to NL into mu naught of L plus RT ln of AL plus NM into mu 0 of M plus RT ln of AM, likewise for the A and likewise for the B, that is for the reactant product minus reactant. Now just rearrange the equation, that is NL mu L naught of L plus RT ln of AL raised to NL, because here we will get the multiplication, so we can simply make that power raised to, likewise for the M, A and B. So if you rearrange that equations again, here this NL mu L naught plus NM mu L naught plus NA mu A naught and NB mu B naught, so these all can be comprises into this delta G naught value, that is standard state, plus RT ln of activity raised to number of moles for the L, activity of M raised to number of moles for M, activity of A raised to number of moles for A, and activity of B raised to number of moles of B. So that is what? That is simply the equilibrium constant. Okay, and at equilibrium we know that the Gibbs free energy is what? 0. So we can simply say that this delta G naught is equals to minus RT ln of K, that is delta G naught is equals to minus RT ln of K, that is K is equals to what? The equilibrium constant. It is the ratio of activities of product to the activities of the reactant. So with that activities at any arbitrary state, so this is happen only when what? When the activities are unity. But with the any arbitrary values for the activities, the equation will become the minus the delta G is equals to minus RT ln of K plus RT ln of QA, where QA is nothing but the activity ratios of the product to the reactant at any arbitrary state. Okay, so this is called as a reaction quotient. Okay, QA is called as a reaction quotient, and this K is called as equilibrium constant for the reaction at equilibrium. So this equation which represent what? The Van 't Hoff isotherm. So for the gaseous reaction we can specifically say that instead of this equilibrium constant K, we can have the Kp, which is related with what? The partial pressure of gases, and Qp is the reaction quotient for the partial pressure of the gases. Okay, so that is the Van 't Hoff isotherm. Now next point is the Van 't Hoff isochore. So that is indirectly the variation of equilibrium constant with the temperature. Okay, so the effect of temperature on the equilibrium constant can be derived by using the Van 't Hoff isotherm for the standard state in terms of pressure, that is delta J is equals to minus RT ln of Kp. This is the standard equation for the Gibbs free energy. Now we just need to, in order to find out this Van 't Hoff isochore, we just need to differentiate the above equation with respect to temperature at constant pressure, that is delta dabba by dabba T of delta G naught is equals to minus RT ln of Kp. So differentiation of this is what? Minus R into ln of Kp minus, we will use this UV rule of multiplication for of differentiation, that is minus RT into d by dt of ln Kp. Now multiplying the above equation by using the T, we get what? Here T into dabba T of delta G naught at constant pressure is equals to minus RT ln of Kp minus RT square into d by dt of ln of Kp. But for this we have already the formula, that is what? Delta G naught. So just simply substitute that value of delta G naught here. Now from the Gibbs-Helmholtz equation that we have derived, previously, the for the particular case in which all the substances are taking part in the reactions are in the standard state, can be written as what? Delta G naught is equals to delta H naught plus T into dabba of dabba T of delta G naught at constant pressure. So upon comparing this and this equation, or we can rearrange that equation further, that is T into dabba of dabba T of delta G naught is equals to delta G naught minus delta H naught. Okay, so comparing these two equations, we can say this, that is this delta H naught is equals to RT square upon RT square into dabba T of ln of Kp. So we just simply equate that two terms, that is delta H naught is equals to RT square into d by dt of ln of Kp, or d by dt of ln of Kp is equals to delta H upon, here delta H naught should be there, delta H naught upon RT square. But for the enthalpy change, which does not vary very much with the pressure, and hence we can say this, the delta H naught in equilibrium can be replaced by with the delta H simply. Okay, so we can have the final equation, that is d by dt of ln Kp is equals to delta H upon RT square. So which is a Van't Hoff equation or the Van't Hoff isochore. So it gives the variation of equilibrium constant with the temperature. Now we have to derive the integrated form of this Van't Hoff equation, that is for a chemical change or for a chemical reaction, that change in enthalpy of a reaction is almost constant over a small range of temperature. So equation is what? Delta d by dt of ln of Kp is equals to delta H upon RT square. Now integrating this equation within the proper limits, that is K1 to K2, Kp1 to Kp2 and temperature T1 to T2. So we will get the same type of equation that we have obtained previously for the Gibbs-Helmholtz equation. Okay, integrated form of Gibbs-Helmholtz equation, that is log to the base E of Kp2 upon Kp1 is equals to delta H upon R into 1 upon T1 minus 1 upon T2. Okay, at equilibrium we know that the delta G is equals to 0. So just a minute. Okay, so converting into the log to the base 10 of log to the base 10, so we can get, that is 2.303 into log to the base 10 of Kp2 upon Kp1, which is equals to delta H upon R into 1 upon T1 minus 1 upon T2. So this is the important equation, which is nothing but what? Van't Hoff isochore or integrated form of Van't Hoff isochore equation. So Van't Hoff equation Kp at different temperature can be calculated by using this equation. Now next, okay, now we have been left with only Van't Hoff equation at constant volume and some numerical related to this. So we can see that in the next lecture. Okay.